Yo, so today we are going to learn how to create this full tracking effect in Adobe After Effects. Without any interruption, let's get started. Okay, so I have this footage here, which is I have recorded for this tutorial, and this footage is not that stable, but I have recorded this like this. So if you have any unstabilized or less stabilized footage, you need to stabilize that footage for the proper smooth results. If you can see, this footage is so slow, so I need to fast this footage. For that, I will just hold Alt and just drag this to the 4 seconds. After that, I will just click here and enable this blending option, so it will add more frames to this fast motion, so this will look smooth. Okay, as you can see, this footage is fast enough. I will just now stabilize this footage. For stabilizing, you need a proper centered footage, which is for me, which is this toy. I have just centered this toy while recording. As you can see, I just need to target this toy and stabilize the footage. Okay, so if you're recording any less stabilized footage, so you need to find that proper centered thing or anything that is in the video in every frame. Okay, so for me, I will just stabilize this footage using this toy here. So just select the layer, go to the tracker panel. If you don't have the tracker panel, just go to the window and you can just check the tracker option here. So I have already checked, you can just check this. Here you will get this tracker panel. So right here there is a stabilize motion button. So if you just press this button, it will open new window for the tracker point. So this is the tracker point. Okay, the more you click, the more tracker points you will get, or you can just click rotation and scale and it will add the tracker points for that stabilization also. I need to adjust the position only. I will just select the center of the track and drag to the here. Okay, so I will just increase the rectangle size. So just make sure to center this plus icon and just increase the boxes size. Okay, I have this box now properly fixed to this toy. I will just play or just hit the analyze button here, so it will track each frame of this video and make sure the toy is properly centered. So let's just hit the analyze button here, and it will take time because it is going to render every frame, or I say track every frame for this stabilization. You can see that tracking is started. Let's wait for the results. So I will just fasten this process. Okay, so the tracking and analysis process is done. So it depends on your PC and the video. Right now the video is 4K, so that's why it took some time to render it. So after render, you can just see these kind of grayish dots. So these are the frames which this tracker has been tracked. Okay, so we have to just click the apply button here. So after clicking, you will get this box. Just click OK, and this you will see this keyframe, but we don't have to worry about that because the footage is now properly stabilized. Okay, so now okay, so if you can see, these two black bars are showing because the footage is moving upside down for the stabilization. So how to get rid of that? So for that, you can just select the footage, right click it and set pre-compose. Make sure to check the second option and hit OK. After that, just open the precomp and just scale this like this. Okay, and done. You will just need to adjust its size like this, or you can just increase this, and done. The footage is properly tagged to the toy layer, and yes, stabilization is done. The next part is tracking or creating some tracking points so we can track any text or images to that point. Okay, so for that, just select the precomp layer here that we have just created and go to the tracker panel again and select track camera. Okay, after selecting track camera, it will take some time to track each object and give us the option to track anything to that point. Okay, so you can see this effect control panel, and there is one effect been added, which is 3D camera tracker, and under that it is tracking or analyzing the video. So I will give this After Effects few more time to track this footage, and it's going to be done in done. Yeah, it's done. Okay, so you can see these colorful points, so many color points. If you just hover on it, you can see this radial red area. So these are the dots where you can attach your text or anything to it. Okay, what we are going to do, if you are not seeing these red colorful dots, you just have to check the render track points. Okay, if you don't see this, you can just check this. I'm seeing this, so I don't need that option right now. For that, so we are going to select some of these tracking points. Okay, for that, just hold the left click and just drag it. You can see you are going to select these kind of dots by dragging and release the left click now, and done. You have just selected these dots, just left click it and create text and camera. Okay, after creating text, you can see the text is added here and it is in 3D perspective. Okay, so for that, you just go to the text layer in timeline and just press P, Shift S and Shift R. Okay, it will give us position, scale and rotation. Okay, so just scale it down. Yeah, and just rotated it. You can just rotate it from there also. Let's go back. Make sure to add this here. Okay, you can add any text you want. I will show you. So match the perspective of this keyboard here. Just a little bit more to the left. I'm trying to match this line of the keyboard. So, okay, this is looking perfect to me. So I will just double click here, or you can just double click it here. Write the text. We'll just write the text. I will just change this color to the white, and the brave sentence will be yellow and highlighted. Just scale this down by pressing S, dragging to the dragging mouse. Okay, the text is properly fit now from perspective, and let's just see. The text is already been tracked to the footage, so we just need to edit the text layer and done. You can just play the footage, and as you can see, the text is already tracked to the footage. Okay, so what is happening here, you can see the keyboard layer is overlapping, the text is overlapping to keyboard, so it's not looking that good. I will just drag this upward, it will look floating. Yep, that's looking good. And we just trim this text to this. So right now we are going to add some speed ramp, so this footage will look more cooler. Okay, for that just select all the layers and right click it and just create precomp. Okay, we are going to call this precomp track because the footage has been tracked here, and let's center the video and just right click here, go to the time and enable time remapping. Okay, you can just use the shortcut Control Alt T. So after that you can see these two keyframes here. So these are the starting point, this is the end point. Okay, so the footage starts from here and ends here. Okay, from this keyframe I'm going to select both of these layers and press F9 to ease, and you can see this keyframe changing. After that go to the graph editor and create a graph same as me, just dragging this upward and dragging this downward. You can do one thing, is dragging upward more and dragging this downward less. This is too much, like this, and it's loading. Okay, so what is happening here, the footage is so long for this kind of zooming and time remapping, so we need to shorten or faster this footage for the most impactful kind of look. So I will just drag this dot because this is the out point of the footage. Out point means the ending point of the footage. So I will just drag this to the 2 seconds, just close this, and now you can just see the footage is fast and slow. We will just go here, drag this upward, and let's see what's there. Okay, the footage is now looking good. Okay, for making this more impactful, we are going to add some blur and the flash. Okay, so how you are going to do that? We are going to add an adjustment layer to it by clicking here, left click, new, and the creating adjustment, and we are going to create an adjustment layer. After that go to the effect and preset panel, search for direction, blur, drag and drop to the adjustment layer, and second is brightness, and drag and drop to the adjustment layer. After that you have to just create two keyframes for the brightness and the blur layer. So after creating two keyframes, just press U button so you can see the keyframes only, and just select both of these keyframes, take them 5 or 8 frames forward, and just increase the brightness and the length. You can just change the direction if you want. Okay, this is good for me. Just increase the brightness. I will select both of these keyframes and press F9 to ease. Open the graph editor, right click it, edit in speed graph, and just adjust this graph like this. Again I will just copy these keyframes by Ctrl C, go to the end of the footage and press Ctrl V to paste the footage. Okay, we have to just copy one by one like this. C, Ctrl V. Okay, so drag these keyframes to the end and just left click it, keyframe assistant, and just go to the time reverse keyframes. Okay, you can just revisit these keyframes, like I want these keyframes to be here, these keyframes to be here, so it will just reverse it. Okay, now we can see the impact of the, and done. So if you want to change the text or you want to add an image to it, just open the track layer and drag and drop any image you have. Like I have this image here, I have just captured. Okay, I will just make this image 3D and position it according to the image. Okay, just like the text, I will just, okay, so So I have to just manage the image like this, and this is tracked. You can just go back to the tracking composition and play the footage again, and as you can see, the image is already placed there, and you can just enable the text so it will get in front of the image like this. So this is how you can add any image and text to your footage, and it looks so cool. Hope you like the video, and if you like the video, make sure to subscribe and support the channel. And if you want to learn more cool stuff and crazy stuff about the editing, designing, or AI related content, you can just subscribe this and press the bell icon there, and you will get updates from my channel or my latest videos. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.